You ever notice how you can plan your entire future in one sitting, but can't start a 10-minute task? You'll open Notion, create a new folder, rename it New Life 2026, add color-coded sections, watch 3 productivity videos, maybe even design a custom wallpaper that says, "Lock in." And then when it's time to actually begin, your brain suddenly needs a snack and a nap and maybe a documentary about ancient Rome. Why does your brain love planning but absolutely hate starting? Today, we're going deep into the jungle because your monkey brain isn't lazy, it's strategic. And once you understand what your inner monkey is actually doing, you can finally stop organizing bananas and start eating them. The problem. Let's be honest, planning feels amazing. You sit down and map out your goals, you write the gym routine, you outline the business idea, you research the perfect study method, and for a moment you feel powerful, like a hyper-evolved jungle strategist. But then it's time to start, and suddenly your monkey brain is like, interesting, but what if we reorganize the plan again? See, planning is safe. Planning feels productive. Planning gives you the dopamine hit of progress without the emotional risk of action. Imagine a monkey in the jungle drawing a map in the dirt. He's marking banana trees, he's circling water sources, he's calculating the safest route. He feels smart, in control, alpha monkey energy. But stepping into the jungle, that's different. Because out there might be predators or other monkeys judging him, or worse, he might try and fail. So instead of leaving the tree, he redraws the map. That's you with your 17 productivity apps. Why it happens. Science time, but fun. Here's the paradox. Your brain loves thinking about doing hard things more than actually doing them. Why? Because planning activates the reward system without triggering the threat system. Let me explain. When you plan something, like starting a business or getting in shape, your brain releases dopamine. Dopamine isn't just the pleasure chemical, it's actually the anticipation chemical. It spikes when your brain predicts future reward. So when you say, "I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and dominate life," your brain goes, "Ooh, future bananas." But when it's actually 5 a.m., now your brain has to deal with uncertainty, effort, possible embarrassment, possible failure. And that activates a completely different system, the amygdala. That's the tiny alarm system in your brain that evolved to keep your monkey ancestors alive. To your modern brain, starting a project feels like stepping into unknown jungle territory. Unknown equals potential threat. And your brain's #1 job isn't success, it's survival. So your monkey thinks, better to stay in the safe tree and plan more. There's also something called the Zeigarnik effect, which basically means your brain remembers unfinished tasks more than completed ones. That tension creates mental discomfort. But here's the twist. Planning feels like reducing that tension. It tricks your brain into thinking progress has been made, even when no real movement happened. It's like watching workout videos instead of working out. Your brain checks the "I'm improving" box without lifting a single banana. And because planning is low risk and low effort, your brain prefers it. It's cognitive efficiency. Your monkey brain is basically running on power-saving mode. The deeper issue. Now here's where it gets sneaky. When you repeatedly avoid starting, your brain starts associating beginning with discomfort. And the more you delay, the scarier it feels. Your monkey starts building a myth. This task is dangerous. Why else would we avoid it so much? So now, even opening the document feels heavy. This is how procrastination turns into identity. You stop saying, "I haven't started," and start saying, "I'm just not disciplined." But that's not true. You're not lazy. You're just a monkey trying to avoid emotional predators. Fear of looking stupid, fear of not being good enough, fear of proving yourself wrong. And here's the ultimate paradox. The longer you avoid starting to feel safe, the more anxious you feel. because unfinished bananas rot in your mental jungle. Solutions: how to outsmart the monkey. All right, we don't fight the monkey, we train it. Here are 5 specific ways to get your brain to actually start. 1. Shrink the banana. Don't start the business. Don't write the essay. Don't go to the gym. Make it so small it feels almost stupid. Open the document, write 1 sentence, put on gym shoes. Your brain resists big, unknown effort. It doesn't resist tiny actions. Once the monkey takes 1 step into the jungle and realizes there's no tiger, momentum kicks in. Example: tell yourself you're only allowed to work for 5 minutes. Set a timer. Most of the time you'll keep going, because starting is the hardest psychological barrier, not continuing. 2. Separate planning from doing. Your brain confuses the two, so schedule them separately. Have a 20-minute planning session, then physically close the planning app. Different location, different posture, different environment for doing. This creates a mental boundary. Otherwise, your monkey will just sit there rearranging jungle maps forever. 3. Use the countdown trick. This sounds dumb. It works. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. Counting interrupts overthinking. It shifts control from emotional brain to motor system. You're basically bypassing the monkey's debate committee. Before it can say, "Wait, what if," you're already standing up. Mel Robbins popularized this, but neurologically it works because action reduces anxiety faster than thinking does. Movement signals safety. 4. Make starting ugly. Perfectionism is just your monkey wearing a tuxedo. If you think it has to be good, you won't begin. So intentionally make it bad. Write the worst first draft ever. Do the laziest workout possible. Record the awkward first video. The goal is not performance. The goal is exposure. Your brain learns through experience that starting does not equal death. After enough reps, the jungle doesn't feel dangerous anymore. 5. Reward the start, not the finish. Most people only reward big outcomes. Your monkey doesn't understand long-term ROI. It understands bananas now. So every time you start, even if you only worked 5 minutes, celebrate it. Small treat, small dopamine hit, check mark on calendar. You're conditioning your brain to associate starting with reward instead of threat. And over time, starting becomes easier than avoiding. The payoff. Imagine if starting wasn't dramatic, if it was just normal. No internal war, no motivational speeches, no 45-minute warm-up ritual. Just decide, move. That's power. Because the people who win aren't the most motivated. They're the ones whose monkey learned that the jungle isn't that scary. When you consistently start, something shifts. Confidence stops being a personality trait. It becomes evidence. You stop saying, "I haven't started," and start saying, "I'm the type of person who begins." And that identity, that's a bigger banana than motivation ever was. So next time you catch yourself reorganizing your life instead of living it, pause. Ask yourself, am I planning or am I hiding in the tree? Your brain doesn't hate you. It just hates uncertainty. Train the monkey, shrink the banana, take 1 step. If this helped you understand your inner jungle a little bit better, hit like so more monkeys can find it. Subscribe if you want weekly psychology breakdowns that actually make sense. We go deeper into habit building, focus, and rewiring your monkey for long-term success. Thanks for watching. Now, stop planning. Go start.